positive about it.
Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another live stream. And it is match day. Atalanta versus Chelsea in the Champions League. 8 p.m. kickoff UK time. A massive, massive game. And a must-win game for a number of reasons. Must win for our top 8 qualification chances. And must win because we're in pretty poor form at the moment. Got to get things back on track. We're going to be diving into all things Chelsea Atalanta. We're going to be diving into some of the press conference stuff, general Chelsea chat, and whatever other bits and pieces come up. Going to go through a team for tonight as well, what we can expect from Atalanta, why this game is actually so important, and what the connotations could be, the implications, could be further down the line in the season if we do have to have another 2 games in the playoffs. So big up to everyone that's locked in. Big up to the chat. Hope you are all doing well, guys. Smash the like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You lot know exactly what to do. Before I dive into things and say hello to some of you and get this show on the road, make sure you check out Jersey's FC Soccer Shop, people. Link is in the description. Use code BLUEBROTHER for 20% off. Great quality, affordable prices, names, numbers, patches, whatever you want on the back. Obviously, coming up to the Christmas season, we'll make a great present if you wish to do so, guys. So make sure you check out Jersey's FC Soccer Shop. Link is in the description. Use code BLUEBROTHER for 20% off, guys. Anyway, that's enough about that. Let me just get this off screen, and then we'll say hello to some of you lovely people. Right, what are we saying, guys? Josh and Chalobah got to be centre-backs. I agree. Need a result today. Be nice to have a good performance by the squad as well. Yeah, I mean, let's not be too greedy here, guys. Let's not be too greedy. Let's get a win. Let's get a win first. Let's just get a win on the board. Yes, big up, brother. Yep. We must win this game and end this poor run. I agree. Big up, big up. Yes, big up, bro. Right. Let's get into it, chat. Let's get into it. So let's have a look at the state of play in the Champions League. Now, we have lost one of our Champions League games so far, and that was obviously the very first one away at Bayern Munich, which was a poor performance, I can't lie. And obviously our away form in the competition this season has not been great. We have to just say it how it is. We've only had 2 games, I know, but it's not been the best. It's not been the best. So, let me just bring this up on screen now. Let me just bring this up on the screen. This is the current state of play. Can we all see this? Is this looking all right? Yeah, I reckon that's okay. Chat, let me know if you want me to zoom in. So, state of play right now. Chelsea are in the top 8. 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat. Obviously, all our wins have come at home, and we're yet to win away from home in the Champions League this season. Now, Atalanta themselves they're exactly the same record as us. Exactly the same record as us, Atalanta. They've won their last 2 games in the competition, and they haven't actually lost since the opening round of fixtures like ourselves. So this is not going to be an easy game. As I said, away from home, we have not done that well in the Champions League. Karabag, we struggled. Obviously, Bayern Munich, we also struggled. Let me zoom in a touch on this. There we go, chat. There we go. That seems better. Yeah, bro, I said Villa aren't going to win the title. I didn't say they're not a good team. All I stated about Aston Villa last night was that they're not going to win the title, in my opinion. And neither are we. So I'm not really quite sure what the point is here. It's unbelievable to think that we win against teams like Barca and then draw to Karabag. Yeah, bro, this situation is transfers from domestic football to European football. It transfers to any sort of football. Doesn't matter what the competition is. Doesn't matter what the competition is. Big games, we're up for it. Lesser games, we're not. Lesser games, we're not. It's that simple. It's that simple, chap. But anyway, the reason why a win tonight is so important, chap, because this look at what we could be facing later in the season. If we don't win tonight, then the chances are the top 8 is going to be very, very difficult. So let me just quickly get to this Matt Law thing. So reminder here of why Chelsea's game via Atalanta is so important tonight. Miss the top 8 of the Champions League, and there's a real chance Chelsea will only have one midweek off between now and the end of March. So if we were to miss out on the top 8, this is what we'd be looking at here. So in January, you'd obviously, providing we beat Cardiff, obviously. So you've got Man City away, Fulham away, Charlton in the FA Cup away. So you start the year with 3 games on the road. It's Carabao Cup semi-final first leg, which let's be presumptive here and presume we'll beat Cardiff. Then it's Brentford, Paphos, Palace, Napoli, West Ham. No midweek freeze in January. Then you get to February when the UCL playoffs are. You've got the start of the month, 3rd or 4th of Feb, second leg of the semi-final. 7th of Feb, 3 days later, Wolves away. 3 days later, Leeds away. Another 3 days later, FA Cup fourth round, providing we beat Charlton. Then you've got another 3 or 4 days later, the playoff. Then it's Burnley at home 3 or 4 days later. Then it's the second leg of the playoff 3 or 4 days later. And then it's Arsenal 3 or 4 days later away. And then the same again in March. Villa, 5th round of the FA Cup, providing we get there. First leg of the Champions League. Newcastle home. Second leg of the Champions League. Everton away. 9 matches, potentially. And if we don't make the top 8 of the UCL, then look at how ridiculously packed that schedule is, chat, if we do not make the top 8. There's another couple of games in there, and there'll literally be no free midweeks until after the March international break, unless we get knocked out of the FA Cup, for example. So, yeah, that's not looking particularly good. Not looking particularly good. We are getting beat tonight. Too many changes in the team. Pick your first team. Play them every game. Bro, unfortunately, you cannot play. No club plays their strongest 11 every single game. That's just not possible to do. No one does that. No one does that. And that's the reality. No one does that. Everyone makes changes. The problem for Chelsea is that the squad depth, the options there aren't good enough. And also the issue has occurred because of the amount of changes that have been made at centre-back as well. That hasn't helped us either. I wouldn't say we've gone backwards. I just think we've stood still. We haven't progressed. Is how I would sum it up. We've not made enough progression so far. Yeah, they did. Yeah, look, yes, but PSG don't have a schedule like this. French League gets a winter break. They're not playing competitive fixtures in France like every game in the Premier League is. It's very, very different. Well, they got the same record as us in the Champions League. Yeah, they might not be doing as well in Serie A, but this is not an easy game. And it's this exact sort of attitude as to why we haven't been winning games recently. It's because we think we're far superior to the opposition. You've got to treat every game with respect and approach every game with the mindset that it's going to be a difficult game and the win's not just going to be handed to us. That's why we've struggled. And that's why we've got to stop going into games as fans and as players and whatnot, thinking, oh, this team's shit. Right now, we're shit. Let's just say it how it is. We're shit right now. It's 2 points from the last 9 available. It's 1 point from Leeds and Bournemouth. Let's not do this thing where we're saying that other teams are shit. So are we right now. Let's just say it how it is. Right now, we're poor. And people need to start accepting that at this current point in time, we're not playing well and we're not a good team. That's the reality of where we're at right now. Yeah, look, I'm confident that we'll get some sort of reaction tonight. And sometimes, European football, a different competition, that can be, a nice distraction, and that can act as a catalyst to getting our form back on track. It can be a welcome, distraction. It can be a welcome distraction. Playing against European sides actually might help us more because they're not going to play in the same way as what teams in the Premier League do. So this might help us a little bit more. So hopefully, we can get some sort of benefits on that one. Sometimes you just need a little something different. Sometimes you need a little something different. Bro, if you're going to say stuff, at least fact check it. Atalanta are not bottom of the table. They're not bottom of the table. Why are you making stuff up? They're 12th in Serie A right now. They're not bottom. Fiorentina are bottom with 6 points. Then it's Verona with 9. Then it's Pisa with 10. Atalanta are 12th with 16 points. Not had a great start to the season, but they're not bottom. So let's not make stuff up. Maybe you meant bottom half and you missed a word out. I don't know. No, it won't be great. But again, we need to see what the context of the situation is, chat. We've got to see the context. Yes, big up, big up, big up. So yeah, look, this is one of the key reasons why we must avoid this playoff. You win this game against Atalanta, which is a much easier game to win than the one away at Napoli. And then you finish up with a game at Paphos, which should be a straightforward one. But you don't win tonight, and I think you kiss goodbye to the top 8. Because I'll be honest, I don't see this team winning away at Napoli. Obviously, we'll beat Paphos, but other than that, that's sort of going to be it. Yes, big up, bro. Where do I think Chelsea will finish in the league? I said Chelsea would be 3rd at the start of the season. I'm going to stick with that. But yeah, it's going to be 3rd or 4th. And at the moment, it's looking more likely to be 4th. No, I don't think we do. Paphos is the last game in the Champions League. Paphos is our last one. Napoli. When do we play Napoli? I'm checking now. I could be wrong here. Nope. Chelsea versus Napoli is January 28th. Oh no, it is. It is. No, Paphos the week before. So Napoli, yes. So Napoli's the last one. You don't want to go into Napoli getting needing a result. You do not want to be going to Napoli away needing a result. Hopefully, both teams have qualified in the top 8 by then, or we've qualified in the top 8 by then, and then that Napoli game sort of doesn't really matter as much. That's what we can hope for. But yeah, tonight, crucial, chat. Absolutely crucial. No, it wouldn't be a surprise. It wouldn't be a surprise. We have to be honest here, chat. It would not be a surprise if Chelsea drop points in this game tonight. I think we can. I think playing against European teams suits us better. I think knockout football suits us better. We seem to rise to the occasion more. But again, it's going to be draw dependent. But look, I think we can cause some surprise. Look, I don't think we'll get to the final. I don't think we'll win it. But we should be aiming for quarterfinals. And, dependent on the draw, I think we could potentially make a semi-final. But yeah, I'm not going to, I don't think we're going to be winning the Champions League. I don't think we're going to be winning it. But yeah, that midweek, if we don't, as I said, if we don't beat Atalanta tonight, the chances are we're not going to have a single free midweek until March, which is mental. Absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. And particularly with the squad how it is, we'd likely pick up some more injuries and whatnot. We don't want that. The schedule is looking absolutely ridiculous. Already it's looking ridiculous. And you add another 2 games into the mix, and it's looking even worse. It's looking even worse. No one's gonna come in. Bro, if we win the Champions League, I don't care where we finish in the Premier League. I really don't. I do not care where we finish in the Premier League. You win a Champions League, we could come 15th and I wouldn't care. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is. It is. We need those recovery days. We absolutely need those recovery days. Yeah, what happened was Chelsea happened, and we reverted back to type. Yeah, but I don't think Chelsea and Slot was ever advanced. I don't think it was ever advanced. I mean, look, I've got no idea how he would have done at Chelsea, but I don't get the feeling that it was that Chelsea and Slot was ever at a seriously advanced stage. I think he obviously did have meetings and whatnot, or a meeting with Bowley, but yeah, I never got the opinion that that it was that advanced. Bad season would be no trophies and no Champions League football. That would be a bad season. I would play Neto up front tonight. I would absolutely play Neto up front tonight. 100% I would, because Joao Pedro is in awful form and Mark Guiu's not it. So I would be playing Pedro. I would be playing Pedro Neto up front tonight. And I don't think that's an unpopular thing to say. I don't know. I don't know, and that is the answer that I think every Chelsea fan is searching for. Why are we so bad in December? What is it about December? What is it about Chelsea and December that sees us just fall apart? I don't know. I haven't got the answers. I have not got the answers to that situation. But it's a repetitive pattern, chap. It is a repetitive pattern. Yeah, no, he has. Jackson has been the best forward, the best striker that Chelsea have signed. Yeah, and that's kind of mad. That's kind of mad when you think about it. All the money spent. And by the way, Jackson's not bad, but he's a squad player at best. I like Nicholas Jackson, and Chelsea would be a better team right now with Jackson in it rather than Delap or Pedro. But that doesn't mean that Nicholas Jackson was the answer either. I would have kept him, as I stated many times. I'd have been happy to have him as a squad player, and he would be offering more than Liam Delap has offered so far this season. In my opinion, I think a lot more. I think he would have offered a lot more. But there's no point going back over that again. It's done now. Jackson's not going to come back. He's not going to come back in January. So we just have to deal with that situation, unfortunately. Let's just quickly on that, seeing as someone has brought Jackson up. Let's just quickly go through this Matt Law thing. Because again, we discussed it on the show yesterday. Maybe Chelsea could is there any possibility of bringing Jackson back for the second half of the season? Apparently not. Chelsea will not give Nicholas Jackson the chance to return this season after he refused to terminate his loan at Bayern at the end of the summer window. Chelsea will not be bringing forward the Omega deal either to cover for Delap. Maresca's options are Joao Pedro, Neto, Guiu, and Tyreek George. I mean, it's just sickening, isn't it? It's just sickening when you actually deep it and you sit there and you read it out loud that Chelsea's options at centre forward are Joao Pedro, Pedro Neto, Mark Guiu, and Tyreek George. How did we end up here? How did we end up here? It's madness, chap. It's madness. How did we end up in this situation? How did it happen? Guys, keep smashing the likes as well. Subscribe if you're new round here, people. Let's get ourselves up towards 20k now. We're on the final 1,000, so let's keep pushing, or less than 1,000 now. Keep smashing the likes as well, guys. We're only on 28 likes. That's pathetic. The community's better than this. The chat are better than this. So please, guys, close the live chat, smash the like button. It really, really helps me out more than you can imagine. So yeah, please hit it, and let's get these likes up, people. But what this indicates is that clearly something pretty major has gone on, because the relationship between Jackson and Chelsea seems completely broken. It was only last year he signed a 2-year extension as a reward for his form. And then in the space of 6 to 8 months, the relationship between him and the club seems to be completely broken. And there hasn't really seemed to be any indication as to why that's happened. Like, why has there been a breakdown in relationship between Jackson and Chelsea? Was it simply because Liam Delap and Joao Pedro were signed? Was it the reaction to the fact that he got sent off in a couple of games? Like, what was it? Because I always say it, be careful what you wish for, because what's happened now is Jackson's gone. We've not bought in better players, and now people are talking about Jackson. Actually, do you know what? He wasn't that bad. I don't know. I don't know how much the manager's got to do with any of this. I don't know whether Jackson feels mistreated by the club, whether he was made promises that he was going to be the main guy, and then they went and then they went and signed 2 strikers, and that kind of pissed him off. I don't know. Has Jackson got all players have got egos, but did Jackson think that he should be the main man, and he didn't like not being the main man? But then that's kind of strange, because he's anything but the main man at Bayern Munich. So there's a lot of things that aren't adding up. There are a lot of things that aren't adding up. Sure, but we didn't get him, so there's no point there's no point discussing that, because we didn't get him. So yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day. I don't think Maresca didn't like Jackson. I don't know what's happened there, but clearly something's happened. I don't think there's a bad relationship with. I don't think there's a bad relationship with the manager and Jackson. I just think something's gone on where Jackson's not been happy with the way things have happened at Chelsea. No, they're not. They're not. No, he did. Yeah, he said he likes strikers like Nicholas Jackson. So yeah, I'm just as confused as anyone as to what's gone on here. Just as confused as anyone. Bro, he's not. He really isn't. Like, you need to get this idea out of your head that if Maresca loses the next 2 matches, he's being sacked. He's not. He really isn't. Maresca will be here for the rest of the season. An absolute minimum. No, I don't think so. Certainly not in the January. Certainly not in the January. In the summer, maybe. But then again, you've got obviously Ansel Mino on loan. Yes, you've got Mamadou Sarr on loan as well. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. But I think the briefings that have been coming out are kind of making it very clear that Chelsea probably aren't going to be signing a centre back in January. So maybe in the summer we look and get someone. I don't really know. Ansel Mino is doing well on loan at Dortmund. Let's let him continue that development. Let's see how he does over the remainder of the season. There could well be a space for him in the squad next season. Bro, I've just forgotten anything to do with Osimhen. He made his choice. Admittedly, we made our choice as well. No, look, we're not getting. I honestly, unless there's like a what Chelsea would view as a market opportunity, the only types of signings we're getting in January are more youngsters for the future. You know, that's it. Players like Ordóñez, you know, players that to arrive in the next couple of years. We're not going to get. We're not going to get anyone. No, the situation with Palmer is that this is part of the management of him coming back from injury. It's part of the load management. And he at the moment is probably only able to play one game a week right now. So even though he did kind of play two games in the space of a few days, so I'm not really quite sure. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Yeah, but again, you know, Anselmino Young needs to be playing. You know, if you've been off tossing in January and you bring Anselmino in, there's no point stalling Anselmino's development when he just come to Chelsea and would very much be a bit of a squad player. That doesn't make an awful lot of sense, does it? It really doesn't. Anselmino and Mamadou Sarr both need to be out playing regularly on loan, like they are currently. No, the Ordóñez deal's not collapsed, no. Bro, Barco, again, look, people talk about Valentin Barco, right? He's done well at Strasbourg this season. He arrived from Brighton in the summer. He's a left back, but he's not good enough defensively, which is why he's been played in midfield. We don't need another left back. We do not need another left back. Let me repeat. We do not need another left back, people. Particularly one who's not very good at defending. We don't need another left back. Yeah, we're going to get onto this evening. Literally, the striking options. Guirassy, by the way. Why would Chelsea not be interested in someone like Serhou Guirassy? Like, I really like Guirassy. Why would people not be interested in Serhou Guirassy? A really good player. A really good player. Really good player. So, yeah, I mean, look, maybe you look at someone like him. That would be a very good signing. Osimhen not happening. Lewandowski too old. Kane, no. Haaland, no. Isak, no. Yeah, look, Guirassy, Chelsea could get Guirassy next summer if they really wanted to. They could definitely push for it. Bro, I absolutely agree. These things should already be in place. There's absolutely no doubt about it, no denying it whatsoever. These things should already be in place. They should already be in place. And the fact that they're not is unacceptable. Yes, guys, keep running up the likes. Have we reached 50 likes yet? No, we're only on 38. Come on, people. Smash the like button. Close the live chat for a second. Smash the like button and subscribe as well if you're new around here and you're just sneakily watching. Do me a favor. Subscribe. Introduce yourself in the chat. And, yeah, smash up the likes. Let's get these likes up. Come on, guys. Bro, Hato's only 19. He will play. He will play. No, I don't think we will. I mean, there's already two players coming in, Quenda and Omega. That's already two attackers coming in. Is anyone going to leave of the current crop? Potentially. I'm not sure who. Yes, I'll be at the Everton game, brother. I'm there. Bro, I'm not sure where you've been, but I've said that many times. The recruitment the last couple of years under Roman was awful, and the recruitment largely has been poor. Under Clearlake. There's been some good signings, but the fact that we've invested the amount of money we have, and the squad is so average in so many areas, and is still missing a spine and is still missing key positions, is wholly unacceptable. I've said that many times. To be fair, given we don't know when Lavia's coming back, Kobe mainly on loan for 6 months. I don't know if Man United would allow Mainly to come to Chelsea, but Kobe Mainoo on loan for 6 months wouldn't be. I wouldn't hate it, chat. I'm telling you now, I would not hate it. Kobe Mainoo on loan for 6 months. I'd be on that. I would be on that, chat. I'm not sure if he will, because and let me explain why. Because I initially thought that, realistically, if one of them's going to leave, it's Neto. But then two things with that. Maresca absolutely loves Neto. And secondly, there have been reports from reliable Chelsea journalists that Chelsea's plan is for Esteval to be a number 10. And in the next 2 years, they see him moving in as a number 10. So I wouldn't be surprised, actually, if none of them left. Quenda comes in, and Quenda and Neto are the options on the right. Esteval then becomes an option at 10 and right wing. And you've got even more options in the squad. That's something that I could absolutely potentially see happening. I could absolutely see something like that happening. Hato is going to play. Hato will play, but this will be part of his development, his experience, his learning. Hato will play games. Obviously, he's not featured for a while after that Karabag disaster class, but he will play. He will play. He's going to have to play in this busy run of games coming up. He'll have to. I mean, I don't even consider Bernat a Chelsea player. But we don't need him to start. We just need another body in there, an opportunity to give Enzo more rest. So, yeah, I would take it. I would take it. I don't think Omega's shit. Whether he's good enough to Chelsea and good enough to make that step up, only time will tell. But I also agree it isn't the most exciting signing. We have to be honest about that, chat. It's not the most exciting signing. I will be very, very honest. Very honest about that. It's not the most exciting signing. So, yeah, I get that. But I'm not going to write someone off before they've walked through the door. Bro, it wouldn't be developing a player for United. It would be benefiting us. And anyhow, Mainoo probably leaves anyway at the end of the season from United if Amorim's still there. We missed Caicedo less 2 games now. Yeah. Bro, Fofana has been one of our most important players this season. He is the glue that holds the back line together. As soon as Fofana's not in that defence goes to shit. He's been fit this season. The only games he's missed is through load management and concussion when Jorgensen concussed him against Lincoln. And he's been very, very good this season. Fofana is showing that he's working his way back to being available on a regular basis. Lavia, on the other hand, has not reached that point yet. So yeah, look, Fofana, I wouldn't be getting rid of Fofana, no. Absolutely not. He's showing now that he can stay fit. He is showing that. And I'm glad that he is showing that. The thing is, though, I don't think we need Mainoo permanently unless they're planning to sell Lavia in the summer, because Lavia or Andre Santos would be the only 2 candidates for departure in midfield. That's it. Simple as that. I don't know. Ultimately, as long as he's not playing much, that's the most important thing. Yeah, bro, he's had injury issues. No one's disputing that. But when he's fit and available, he's a top quality player. And he's been fit and available for the majority of this season. As I said, the only absences have been enforced with a concussion. And then Maresca's left him out of games for load management. And so I don't think Fofana has been far from a problem this season. I mean, Alvarez would be very good. I mean, I would take Serhou Guirassy. I think he's majorly underrated. Well, that's another problem. Is that if you're looking to get rid of Romeo Lavia, the issue is who's taking him who's taking him. Who's taking him with the injury record if you tried to sell him? And who's paying anywhere near what you paid for him? The answer is no one. So I think Chelsea, for me, Lavia deserves one more season because of the quality that he does have. If we get to next season and it's the same situation, or he doesn't feature much this half of the season, I do understand, by the way, that there's a genuine decision to make on the future of Lavia. I fully get that. If this season is another one where it's severely disrupted, yeah, I'm going to get to that. No, again, Palmer's not going to be sold in the summer. No, he's not. Bro, again, Voltemada is not coming to Chelsea. Newcastle aren't going to sell Voltemada after one season. That isn't happening. We all need to relax here. And we need to just take a breath before we put silly things in the chat which aren't happening. What else am I seeing here? What else am I seeing here? But yeah, look, there's big decisions to be made right now. There's big decisions that need to be made come January and come the end of the season. That there are certainly things that we need to look into, guys. There are certainly things that need to be looked into. Adam Wharton is certainly a player who is on the list that Chelsea are keeping an eye on, but we're not going to be the only ones. And Wharton is going to want playing time. And when you sign a player of Wharton's quality, someone has to drop out. And I don't know who that someone would be. I don't know why people are writing off Andre Santos. Well, I don't get that. Lavia has made 30 appearances for Chelsea, and this is his third season. So yeah, he's not played a lot. He's not played a lot. I didn't think we would win the Club World Cup. I don't think many Chelsea fans had us down to win the Club World Cup. Bro, Newcastle are not a small club. Newcastle are a massive football club. They're also not going to sell their main striker one season after he's joined. That's just not going to happen. And yes, there were some reports that linked Chelsea with Voltemada, but we never made a serious approach. We never made an offer. And again, I think a lot of these players get linked with Chelsea because people know that Chelsea are looking for a striker. That's what it boils down to at the end of the day. Good player. Again, I disagree on that. I don't agree with that. Because the frustrating thing with Lavia is he's actually so good. He's so good. But he just keeps getting injured. But then again, like, you have more patience with these kinds of players because they are so good. Because they are so good. That's why I've been more lenient with the Fofana, with Reece James, with Lavia, because these are top quality footballers who make a massive difference when they're fit and when they join. If this was just an average player in the squad, then no problem. You're not having the same viewpoint, and you're more than happy to try and move them on. I've been patient with James. I've been patient with Lavia and patient with Fofana because of how good they are and the quality that they bring to this team and the difference that they make. That's why I'm patient with them. If it was like a Mark Guiu that constantly getting injured, or if it was, I don't know, Tosin or whoever it might be, then that's a different conversation. Yeah, that is true. But what I would say as well, and I will slightly defend the club here, the top quality number 9 that I talk about, that we all talk about, there's not many top quality number 9s. Who is out there that is a realistic shout for a top quality number 9? Because we're not getting a Harry Kane. Lewandowski's too old. You're not getting an Erling Haaland. You're not getting a Kylian Mbappe. You're not getting Julian Alvarez. So, you look at it and you just sort of think it's tricky. Again, Rashford is not a centre forward. He can play centre forward, but Marcus Rashford is not an out-and-out centre forward. And yeah, these things are difficult, chap. These things are difficult. So I do cut a bit of slack on that. I do cut a bit of slack on that. But ultimately, we need to find someone. No, I don't think it was. No, no, I don't think it was. He's obviously doing very well. Different style of plays, playing every week. Would he have been useful, KDH? Look, I'd have been happy to keep him, but ultimately, with Santos coming into the fold and whatnot, we signed a Sugu. There wasn't the space for him. There was not the space for him. Guys, keep smashing the likes. There's 85 of us in the building. Only 48 likes. Come on, chat. Get this up over 50. Get this up towards the 100 mark. It's free. It takes seconds, guys, and it really helps me out. So why are you not doing it? Let's get to work, people. Let's get to work. Sure. I hear that. Top number nines are few and far between. But we can find a scenario where top number nines not being short supply. But there must be better number nines we can get than a Joao Pedro and a Liam Delap. That's what I'm saying. There is a middle ground between top class number 9 and what we've got. What we've got is down here. Top class number 9's up here. Why can't we find something closer to this? That's what that's what I'm trying to ascertain, chat. That is what I'm trying to ascertain. Why can't we find something closer to that? But yeah, that's a conversation. That's a conversation for the summer. I would disagree on that. Andre Santos is better than Dewsbury Hall in terms of the role he's being asked to play. Dewsbury Hall is not going to play as a number 6 or in a 2-man midfield pivot. So look at where he's playing for Everton. He's playing as an 8/10. Pedro's been poor. I praised him at the start of the season because he was doing well. But right now, he deserves criticism because he's been awful for months and he's not putting effort in and he's not putting a shift in. He was a good signing because he started the season well and he had a good Club World Cup. That's why he was in that conversation for being one of the best signings. Fast forward a few months and his form has fallen off a cliff and he's a problem for the team right now and he's a problem for Enzo Maresca. That's the reality of the situation. Can he turn it around? Absolutely. Has he got the ability to turn it around? Yes. And now it's up to him to go and do that. But right now, he doesn't deserve to be in this team. He doesn't deserve to be starting. That's the reality of the situation. It's up to him to rectify. He's got the quality. So he now needs to go and prove and show us that that player that was on fire at the Club World Cup and started the season really well, that player still exists. Because right now, it looks like we were catfished. Right now, it looks like we were catfished. You know, that's it. Yeah, it is a form thing right now, but right now he's showing why he only scored 10 goals for Brighton last season, of which 5 were pens. He now needs to win back the fans and show that he is the player who was good at the Club World Cup and started the season well. Because right now, that Joao Pedro, we've not seen him. We haven't seen him since the end of September. We haven't seen a decent Joao Pedro for the last couple of months. And that's why people are criticizing him, and that's why people are being harsh. because we've not seen the levels that we need to see from him. We have not seen the levels. We haven't seen them. Yeah, he is a net negative right now. Right now, he's a net negative. Yeah, we've all seen him be excellent, but we haven't seen that for a couple of months. We haven't seen that for a couple of months. And so he is becoming a problem now. He is becoming a problem for the team. He's becoming a real problem. A real problem. And he needs to fix up sharp. And he needs to fix that body language, because what I saw from Pedro at Bournemouth on Saturday was borderline disgraceful. Absolutely shambolic from him. But hey, that's where we are. No, we're not going to get Moises. Gusto actually has been. I actually like Malo Gusto. I think Gusto has been decent. Santos can perform both roles. Santos can do that number 6, and he can do that box to box role. In this team, though, I see him playing more as a 6. I see him playing more as a 6 in this team. See him playing more as a 6 than he will a box to box. But we'll wait and see, guys. We'll wait and see. I mean, possibly the number 9 shirt could be cursed. Possibly it could be. Big up, brother. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. It'll be a tricky game. It will be a tricky game. Obviously, we'll dive into it later in the week. But yeah, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game. Bro, you're making excuses for him. Pedro himself did nothing. It's not about who was in front of him. What was he doing in that game when he was on the ball? What was he doing? He was offering nothing. Let's not start trying to do this narrative that, oh, Pedro was crap because he had Guiu in front of him. Let's not do that, because we had the same situation away at Nottingham Forest, and it worked fine. So let's not do this. Pedro needs to bring more to the table right now. The fact that Guiu was preferred to him when Delat went off should be a wake-up call, and should be a message to him that my form is not good enough and I need to fix up. There's no excuses for this guy. No excuses for him whatsoever. He's been poor for 2 months now. He needs to fix up. Simple as that. I'm fed up of it. He needs to fix up. But yeah, look, let's move into tonight's game more. Let's go with the lineup. Obviously, out of the 2 games, is Everton on the weekend more important? I don't know. I think these games are both equally as important as each other. Because of obviously what we discussed earlier in the show, the top 8 aspect, having no free midweeks until after March would be a huge problem. It would test our squad to the limit. We'd be playing so often. And so, look, we need to finish in this top 8 to give ourselves a couple of free midweeks. That's what needs to happen. That's what needs to happen. But anyway, let's dive into the lineup. This is the lineup that I would like to see. There will be some rotation, I think, but I don't think there'll be an awful lot. In terms of in goal, we'll still see Robert Sanchez. I'd be shocked if we saw Philip Jorgensen. I'd be very, very surprised. So Big Bob in goal. Left back again, it'll be Cucurella. In my view, well, I'd start Cucurella anyway. At the back, we know that Fofana's not going to play this game, so it'll be, for me, it needs to be Chalobah and Achimpong. Badiashile, I don't think has been good enough, and Tosin should be nowhere near this team. So Chalobah and Badiashile, and Achimpong is the team that is what I would go with there. And then Reece James at right back. We haven't seen Reece James at right back for a while. That is the back line that I would go with. People in the chat, what are you saying? Do you think, bro? Let's not be silly. We're obviously going to win another game in 2025. Let's relax on that. It wasn't, bro. It wasn't a mistake. Let's not do this. It wasn't a mistake. What's Pedro done to deserve to be ahead of Guiu right now in the order? Nothing. He's been awful. It wasn't a mistake. It was maybe a bit of a surprise. It wasn't a mistake. Back line. I think this has got to be the back line. In the midfield, thank God this guy is back. Thank God. Moises Caicedo will play this game. And alongside him, I'll go Andre Santos, because Santos with Caicedo alongside him, no problem. That works well. That works well and will be a lot better for Andre as well. So Santos and Caicedo in the midfield. I think that's absolutely fine. I don't think Maresca will start tossing. Maresca left him out the squad completely against Bournemouth. And I don't see that being the same thing. So we're going Caicedo and Santos. I'm then going Garnacho on the left. Garnacho I felt was decent against Bournemouth, and he made an impact when he came on against Leeds. So I'm going Garnacho on that left-hand side, and I'm then going Esteval on the right-hand side. And then in this number 10, I'm not playing João Pedro personally because he's been awful. I'm going Enzo further up the pitch. Maresca may well play João Pedro, but this is my team, and this is what I want to see, or this is what I would like to see. And then I'm playing Neto as a false nine. So the same situation we saw against Barcelona, because Guiu's not it, and neither's João Pedro right now. So that is the team that I would personally go with if I was in charge, or yeah, and this is the 11 I would like to see. I would like to see this 11 play tonight. There's a little bit of rotation, but there's a team that's strong enough to get the job done, and that's what we need to do, guys. That is what we need to do. We need to get the job done. Neto false nine in the Champions League worked well against Barcelona. Let's run it again. Let's run it again. You got runners beyond him, Garnacho and Esteval, Enzo crashing the box. You've got that midfield stability with Caicedo and Andre Santos. And then the back line is pretty decent. All you're doing is swapping one centre-back, and that should reduce the chances of us having a bit of a horror show at the back. I don't know. We'll find out tonight. We'll find out tonight whether he sort of does or doesn't. We will find out tonight, guys. Yeah, I'll be at the next home one. I'll be at Paphos probably. But yeah, no, I obviously won't be at tonight, and I don't think I'll be going to Naples either. So yeah, there we are. Yes, people, as Pierre has said, keep smashing the likes, guys. We're on 61. Let's get this up to 70 next port of call. 70 likes. Come on, chat. Smash the like button. It's free and it takes seconds to do. So run up these likes. Get this up to 70 likes ASAP, chat. ASAP. Yes, big up, Rob. We do need to win. This is the right game to play, Josh. I agree it is. Neto only works with their high line. Who knows? But I would rather have Neto than Guiu or João Pedro right now. already lost hope. I'll just watch the game, even winning. Why will you not be happy if we win, brother? Winning's what it's all about. We need to win, get the job done, move on. You know, I can never understand any fans that wouldn't be happy with their team winning. It baffles me. Bro, Joao will get his opportunities from the bench, and it's up to him to put the required effort and performance levels in to earn his place back into the starting 11, because right now he doesn't deserve to start. Bro, I never said Chelsea were title contenders, and the fact we got the same points as Man United is a massive problem. Massive, massive problem. Bro, there's not even that much rotation in this starting 11. There's not much rotation. Changes. Achimpong, Caicedo come in, and Esteval starts. It's 3 changes. It's 3 changes. They don't know, do they? They don't. Let's not be silly here. In some areas they've got better players, but overall, United don't have a better squad than Chelsea. We'll be waiting a while for that. Palmer is not out, but he's not playing in this game. It's part of his obviously return from injury. He's not playing in this game. He'll play against Everton on the weekend. It's all part of the load management. All part of the load management that's currently going on. Right, if we win 5-0 tonight, I'd be stunned. I would be stunned. But look, let's be wonderful if we could. I think at best we score a couple of goals tonight. I think we'll score a couple tonight. But look, we haven't scored more than 1 goal in our last 3 games. The last time we scored more than 1 was obviously the game against Burnley where we won 2-0. So we haven't been in prolific goal scoring form, chat. We have not been in prolific goal scoring form. So yeah, we'll have to see. We will have to see, guys. Bro, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. This is what people need to stop doing. Football does not work like that. So because one team in a completely different scenario, in a completely different game scored 3 goals, that means we can score 5. It doesn't work like that. Atalanta have been good in the UCL. They've got the exact same record as us. Exact same amount of points as us as well. Domestically, they've not been great, but in the Champions League, they've obviously been a lot better. But guys, get your score predictions in the chat. Get your score predictions in. What are we saying tonight? What are we saying tonight? Let me know. Score predictions in the chat now, guys. I have backed a 2-1 win for Chelsea, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I think it could be tricky. I think it could be tricky tonight, though. I think there'll be 1 goal in it either way. I'm going 2-1 Chelsea. Yeah, I know who Sassuolo are. Yeah. But again, domestic football, totally different to European football. 3-1 Chelsea, 0-0, 1-1, 2-1. They reasonably new manager. They've got Rafael Palladino, who actually is a decent manager, in fairness to him. Rafael Palladino is a decent manager. And he's definitely improved them since Ivan Juric was there. Juric was awful. What other score predictions are coming in? 2-1 Chelsea, 1-1. I think it's fair. I think it's safe to say, chat, if Tosin plays, we're not winning. I think that's the reality. But I don't think Maresca will play Tosin. I think he's learned his lesson now. I get the feeling he's learned his lesson. I get the feeling it's lesson learned. 3-2. Hope Lookman doesn't roll us over. Yeah, we've got to be aware of Lookman. We've got 3-1 Chelsea. Fair enough. So there's a lot of people feeling confident on a Chelsea win or a Chelsea draw. So not many people think we're going to lose this game. But this is a tough game. This is a tough game. It really is. Difficult game here. Difficult game, chat. But this is why you want to be in the Champions League. You've got to try and find a way to win games like this. You've got to find a way to win games like this. Let's have a look what other stuff is going on, people. What else is going on? I don't think there's much else happening. Obviously, we're back in the away kit tonight. Maybe, but Buonanotte, by the way, chat, Buonanotte has travelled with the squad. He has travelled with the squad. So we could see a rare sighting of Facundo Buonanotte. Rare sighting. I'm not sure we will, but yeah, he's in the squad. He's travelled. So could there be a sighting of Facundo Buonanotte? That would be quite something, chat. That would be quite something if we saw a Facundo Buonanotte sighting. But I don't think we will. I don't think we will. Maybe from the bench we might. Yeah, Napoli away is the last one, though. If we win this and we win Paphos, we should be top 8. Yes, big up, mate. Yeah, but better first half, which is a better first half, better performance in general. Yeah. So, again, away from home, yeah, there's so many games that you can point out where we've not put in a decent first half performance, especially away from home. United away, Bayern away, Karabag away, Leeds, Bournemouth, and that's just 5 straight off the bat there. Recent games where first half performance has been poor. We've just not got out the blocks quick enough. I wouldn't say we're fucked, but it wouldn't be ideal. It's possible. It's possible. So yeah, Brentford away again. The first half was dire. Yeah, no, it's true. There's a lot of games so far where the performances have been dog. Oh yeah, and Sunderland we did actually score first, but yeah. I mean, Atalanta could well play a back 5 tonight. And again, you know what Chelsea are like with back 5s. We have struggled to break down the back 5. That's been an issue for us. So yeah. So yeah, it's problematic. Very problematic. Very, very problematic, chat. Well, they absolutely aren't, because he was left out the squad entirely for the Bournemouth game. So I don't think there's any sort of stuff about that. Yeah, but we've got Paphos at home before, so we should beat Paphos at home. If Napoli and Atalanta were back to back, then yeah, that absolutely would be more of a concern. Who do I think wins the World Cup? Spain, probably. Maybe Spain or France. I think Spain or France. I just don't think England have got a chance, but I just don't think really, when it really comes down to it, I still don't think they're good enough. The record against the big nations is not particularly good. So, yeah, I don't believe they will. Bro, Neymar might not even make the squad. Who knows? There's a long way to go between now and the squad's being announced. I don't know if Neymar makes the squad for Brazil. This is the perfect day to win, as most teams next to us are almost playing teams above them. Yeah, look, there's never a bad day to win. There's never a bad day to win, chat. Never a bad day to win. Guys, we're 2 likes away from 70. Keep smashing that like button. It's free. It takes seconds, so run it up, run it up. Come on, chat. Let's get there. And keep subscribing if you're new around here as well, because I would really appreciate it. We're heading ever closer now. We've only had one new subscriber today. That's poor, guys. Let's try and get a couple more. Let's try and get a couple more. So keep smashing that subscribe button and keep smashing up the likes as well, guys. I hope so. I hope so. But I'm still not fully convinced. Let's see. Let's see. So happy to see Caicedo back. Yep. Well, he's back in the squad because the suspension only applies to domestic games. Yeah, let's hope so, bro. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Let's see what else is popping off. What else is popping off, chat? Anyone got any questions about anything in the chat? Let's have a look. Doesn't look like much else is happening, people. Doesn't look like much else is happening. No, he's not. He's not. That's his last one. That's his last one, is the Everton game. Yes, big up, brother. Appreciate the support. I just don't feel good about any games at the moment. It's our December curse that we always seem to suffer. Yeah, no, I understand that. I get it. It's hard. Chelsea in December. It's difficult. It's a difficult situation. It is a difficult situation. But all we can do is hope for the best. Big up to you, brother. Big up to you. Welcome to the community. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the support, brother. So yeah, big yourself up. Yeah, would be nice. Anyone goal would be ideal. Concerned, I can't lie, because we've got a shocking record against Newcastle away. Never good, never enjoyable. So yeah, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. Yes, we will. Yeah, we will. Despite our recent struggles, I still don't have any concerns about us not getting the top 4, top 5. It'll be Guiu, Neto, Pedro Neto, or Joao Pedro. Those are the options. It'll be one of those 3. The directors for sure. Yeah, but not his travel with the squad. Yeah, I imagine I'll be going to that. I imagine so. I love going to Newcastle. Newcastle's great city, great people, but yeah, obviously the results at St James's Park have been nothing short of shit for us recently. So yeah, it's quite tricky. It's quite tricky. Tonight's so big, chap. So big. Yeah, he probably will. He probably will. I wanted to go to Newcastle game, but getting tickets. Yeah, it is tricky. It is tricky. No doubt about it. It is difficult, for sure. It is difficult. Yeah, potentially. Look, an early goal would settle the nerves, and an early goal would be crucial. There's no doubt about it. An early goal would be crucial for sure. I think we could get it. We could get it, but again, we at the moment we tend to be conceding early goals rather than scoring them. So yeah, we'll see. Alex missing the first 12 minutes. I think that could be being very generous. Yeah, could be very generous. Yeah, yeah, I'm not too sure. He's definitely missing kickoff. I think that's a pretty safe bet. Definitely missing kickoff. But yeah, whether it's more than 12 minutes, less than 12 minutes, we'll have to find out. FA Cup draw, great. You know, it's an away game we've not had in a long time. It's local. So yeah, no, I think that's a good tie. I think it's a good tie. I think it's a good tie. I think we can be happy with it. I think we can be happy with it. Charlton away. I think that's decent. Yes, big up, brother. No, I won't be at the game tonight. I don't tend to do that many Champions League away ones. Certainly in the league phase. Knockouts, I'll probably do a few more. But yeah, no, I won't be there tonight. I would love to see fullbacks inverting and forcing them back early. Yeah. Will we get more Josh in the coming matches? Potentially, yeah. Hopefully we will. I hope so. Yeah, I think we can. I think we absolutely can win the Carabao Cup. We should easily be making the knockouts. Sorry, the semi-finals. So yeah, I don't see why we couldn't win the Carabao Cup. I really don't. Yeah, I think we do need a three-man midfield, and I probably would go with that against Newcastle for sure. Yeah, maybe he will be. Maybe he will be. Yeah, but obviously, yeah, those are all things to. We'll have to see. So yeah. Ooh. Again, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, Palace could potentially cause an upset at the Emirates. Newcastle, I mean, Man City aren't losing. I think who are Man City playing? I think they're playing someone shit. No, Tosin's not in a bomb squad. No. Yeah, no. I fully agree that we will get UCL football. No. I think if he loses tonight and then they don't beat Brighton, I think it's already very, very difficult for him to still be there. Oh yeah, Man City got Brentford, haven't they? That's the ones that they have got. Man City, Brentford. Yeah, yes, I think so. In this, as long as we get more points than last season, then I would say yes. I think the Carabao Cup's harder to win than the Conference League. Obviously, there wouldn't be a second trophy because we haven't got the Club World Cup this summer. Yeah, I think that would be progress in a way. Yes, I think so. I think so. That I think you have to look at it. I think you'd have to look at it that way. Yeah, absolutely. They've got someone at home, and I can't remember who it is. I'm not sure who it is. But you would expect the semi-finalists to be Chelsea, Man City, Newcastle, Arsenal. That's what you'd expect the last four to be. And then two legs against any of those sides is tricky. Oh, it's Fulham, is it? Is it Fulham? So Newcastle have got Fulham, Man City, Brentford, Crystal Palace, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Cardiff. Interesting. Very interesting chat. So yeah, we should be making semi-finals of the Carabao, and the Carabao represents a good chance. I don't know if it'll be a Chelsea Arsenal final, but again, look, 2 legs against Man City, 2 legs against Arsenal, or 2 legs against Newcastle. It's not ideal. That you'd probably take 2 legs against Newcastle just because they are worse than United. They are worse than obviously City and Arsenal. But yeah. Whoever you get in that semi-final, providing we get there, that's going to be very difficult over 2 legs. Going to be very, very difficult over 2 legs. Yes, there'll be rotations and all that sort of thing, but it'll be tricky over the 2 legs. Let's make no mistake about it, chat. Guys, we're 6 likes away from 80. Keep smashing the like button. Let's get this up to 80 likes. It's free and it takes seconds. So yeah, run it up, chat. Run it up. Get this to 80 likes. 6 more likes required. Let's keep pushing, people. Let's keep pushing. Smash the likes and subscribe if you are new round here. Run it up to 80 likes, chat. Yeah, I think it would be progress. I think it would be. I don't know. It's a good question. It is a good question. I've got no idea why there are 2 legs in the semi-final. I don't get it. I don't understand. I just don't understand. That makes sense. No, I'm not sure. Yeah, that would be ideal. But I can't see them beating Newcastle at Newcastle. Has Garnacho taken a step forward? Yeah, I would say so. I think Chelsea are in a better position to challenge and win things right now than United are. But at the end of the day, only time will tell. Only time will tell. Possibly, but again, you don't get 2 legs for every other round. So yeah, I don't really understand it. I don't really get it. It's just annoying because it's another game. It's an extra game that you don't really need to have. The semi-final should just be 1 leg. It should just be 1 leg a semi-final. But hey, obviously it's a money thing. So there we go. Money talks these days, chat. Money talks. What else is going on? What else is going on? Yeah, well, who knows? But a team like us, we need that because we like giving Christmas gifts. We do like giving Christmas gifts to a lot of teams. Yeah, December's not been good so far. It's not been good. Draw to Arsenal, which was fine. Good performance. Lost to Leeds. Lost to Bournemouth. Draw to Bournemouth. Sorry, not a good start to the month. Not a good start to the month, and so that's got to be rectified ASAP. Got to be rectified ASAP. And hopefully it will be. Hopefully it will be. Yeah, look, the Christmas period's never been great for Chelsea. Never been great for Chelsea. But that's got to change at some point. We can't just keep getting to December and then just accepting that, this is what happens in December. Because every year we're suffering setbacks in December that are making things difficult for us. that are making things difficult for us. And that's far from ideal. Far, far, far from ideal, chat. So yeah, that's got to change. Has to change. Oh, of course you will. As soon as you start winning games, of course, there's a higher level of confidence. Absolutely. That is true. We lost the last game before. We drew the last game 0-0 before Christmas against Everton. And then things started to go downhill after that. So, yeah, I mean, this season it certainly started earlier. The issues in December. Certainly, they've started earlier. But this Everton game the Everton game is huge. It's absolutely huge. It's massive, chat. Massive, massive game against Everton. Massive game. And yeah, you know, that we'll discuss that later in the week. But this always happens. This always happens. And we've got Newcastle away, Aston Villa at home as our next two games after the Everton one. The next three Premier League games are absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. Everton in good form as well. They're only a point behind us. Yeah, the next three Premier League games are huge. Huge, huge, huge connotations for the season. So there we go. Yeah, very good game last year. Well, the away one. So yeah. Yeah, well, forget about it. To be fair, we played Bournemouth again at the end of the month, I think. I don't know why the two games against Bournemouth are so close together. Yeah, potentially. It's home against Everton on Saturday. The away game, I think, is in March or something against Everton. Yeah, I think it's in March. But yeah, chat, I'm going to round this one out here. Get back to work, get back to doing a few bits and pieces. Big up to everyone that's tuned in this afternoon. Appreciate each and every single one of you. I'll be back tomorrow. Match reaction to the Atalanta game will be out tomorrow morning, chat. So stay tuned for that one. And then the build up before the Everton game will commence as well, guys. So make sure you stay tuned for all the content. Big up for the support on the show this afternoon. Please smash the likes on the way out. We're 4 likes from 80, so smash the like button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you are new round here. Enjoy watching the game wherever you're watching it tonight. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you lot again tomorrow. Up the Chelsea, and we are out. Love.